5 pans, and I have Lyric and Ballad. I always forget which one's which. I know which ones I have, but I forget which one is which. So Lyric is this like bronzy brown tone palette. It does have a pressed glitter in it, which I don't mind some pressed glitters, but I feel like when you have a 5 pan, I really rather not use one of the pans on a pressed glitter. Again, this is just the Colourpop collection, so I'm not getting rid of any of these. And then I have Ballad, and I thought the performance on these was fine. I've only used them a couple of times, so they're nothing that like made me just absolutely fall in love. But they're also nothing that I feel like I need to get rid of because I'm just never going to use it again. I think these are great for travel, should I ever travel, but these are not actually what I take when I travel, like the 2 times I have recently. So let's get into the mega palettes. And I have Fade into Hue. I'm not sure what happened. I just got it dirty. I apologize. So I have Fade into Hue. And then okay, so this is basically a rainbow palette. Hold on. The palette is too big to fit. So, you know, it is basically a rainbow palette, but it's a little bit different of a take because it's a mix of textures, which I do enjoy. I always find myself feeling like, oh, I have a rainbow palette, I don't need any others. And then I'll be like, well, I really would like a like really deep red. And this is more of like a bright pink that leans red. And I just find that I don't have quite everything I want in this palette, but it's enough for me to enjoy still. Also, it is my 8-year-old's like favorite Colourpop palette that I own. And then I have Stone Cold Fox, and I guess I'll try to put these on this way. I have Stone Cold Fox, and this is like a cool shadow lover's dream to me. And yes, some of my palettes are kind of dirty from swatches and being used, and I'm okay with that because that shows me that I'm showing them the proper amount of love. So I do feel that in some of these mega palettes, there is some repetitiveness in tones, but at the same time, I do find this very convenient to like, it's nice and flat, and easy for travel. So I like taking this palette for travel, because I can do more like an everyday look. I can do more of like a smoky, sultry tone or vibe. I can go a little more pink. I can go a little more brown, a little more gray. You get the idea. So I do really enjoy this. I think it's the good Colourpop formula. I haven't experienced very many issues with the Colourpop formula. And then this one is the newest mega to my collection. I say mega like I have a bunch. This is one of the newer ones that they've released. And this is the Rock Candy. And I've only used it maybe like twice, but I got the same exact feeling from this one as I did from Stone Cold Fox. So this is more on the cool tone side. I'm trying to see if I can get like all the shades in there. So this is more on the cool tone side. And again, I really do enjoy it. For anyone that's kind of wondering if there's a lot of differentiation between the two, I would say that there's not like a ton, except that this one does lean a little bit more like pink berry, and then this one runs a bit more like neutral brown, if that makes any sense. I feel like you really could get away with one or the other, but because I'm me, I have both. So I have a miscellaneous sized palette, which kind of annoys me. This is the Roaring Hearts, and I feel like this was like a holiday collection or New Year's collection. but it's this like really pretty, like sultry brown neutral vibe. And I really have enjoyed this the times that I've used it. I've liked every look I've come up with for it, but I'll be honest, one thing that really annoys me is that this palette size is not like any other palettes that they have, or at least that I own. And one thing I love about Colourpop is their consistency in their palette sizes. So I have two 16 pan palettes, and I have Lust for Dusk, which I really do love. This one does not have any pressed glitters in it. Oh, and that's another thing. The Megas do have pressed glitters. I could really live without those. There's no pressed glitters in the Roaring Hearts. And even though this pulls a little bit on the warmer side, I have loved every look that I have done with this. You even have like this cool tone blue gray moment, and this Super Shock that they put in pretty much every palette, I feel like. Let's see. So, oh, and this leans a little bit more like the pink too, with the shimmers. Is so pretty. I don't know if I'm doing it justice on camera, but it's gorgeous. It's dark outside, so I can't show you in the sunlight. And then I have Truly, Madly, Deeply. And I think this is one of the only Colourpop palettes that I have never used. It has 3 pressed glitters in it, so I really wish I had thought more about that before I got this one. This very easily could have been a 12 pan with 1 pressed glitter, or no pressed glitters for that matter. Definitely was not necessary, and I feel like there's not a lot of differentiation between like these 3 browns. I don't know if you can see everything I'm pointing to because my camera work here is awful. Let's see. But this brown, and this brown, I feel like you probably could have gotten away with either this one and this one, or this one and this one. I don't know. It felt a little bit repetitive. And it's more of like a mid-tone palette, so it's more beginner friendly, you know, if you don't like to really like build up your colors and add dimension to your looks. Or if you are okay with like a less dimensional, like you don't have to deepen up the outer corner. So I need to put this like in my Shop My Stash soon, I think, to like make myself use it. And then I have these. I think these are all 12 pans. So let's get into the 12 pans. I'm gonna pull the Disney ones to the side and do all the Disney ones at once. I don't have all of the Disney ones, believe it or not. Okay. So we'll start with the Malibu Barbie. And when I first got this, I was terrified of warm tones, and I'm not really sure why I bought it other than it was Barbie and I wanted it. But I since have made some really cute looks with it. I really love the pink and the orange together. I think the last time I used it, I used this yellow, the pink, the orange, and then like these 2 pink shimmers together, and it was gorgeous. So I really do like this one. Great quality. Love, love, love. Then I have the Cabana Club, and this is also something that I need to pull out and use. Some really beautiful jewel tone colors, and I don't think I have even so much as swatched this one. But holy crap, man. Like, I need to get this on my face. It's really pretty. So then I have the Plush Like Me. And this one I've used a couple of times and I really enjoyed it. It's the great Colourpop formula. Sorry for the glare. It's really hard to get these reflective ones on camera. So it's definitely a neutral palette, but it goes a lot deeper and like leans a little bit berry, but not too much. But I really do enjoy this one. And then I have, is this one anything like that one? No, okay. I have Off Melrose, which I get the same vibes from Off Melrose as I do from Lust for Dusk, as far as like the neutral vibe. Sorry, I'm trying to get the palette out. However, Lust for Dusk is a bit more like peachy orange leaning. And then Off Melrose is more of like this cool tone brown moment that I love. There is a pressed glitter, which I don't think I've used. I think I maybe have swatched it to see if it's something I would use. I will say their pressed glitter formula is not terrible. So if you want glitter, like their pressed glitters they're pretty good. Some people just hate it. They hate trying to use it. They hate how it gets everywhere, and they hate trying to take it off. So then I have the Menage a Moi. And this one does have a mirror. And this one is like a really beautiful pink, rosy, blushy moment. And I have to tell on myself that I haven't used this one either. So I'm gonna pull the ones I haven't used to the side. I knew there were some in here. I just didn't know how many. I haven't taken the time to figure it out. So far, these are the 3 that I've not used. And then I have So Very Lovely, and I've used this one a couple of times, and it is exactly what it says, So Very Lovely. It reminds me of spring. I don't even know when this came out, but it has like these pretty pastel colors in it, but then it also goes deep. And of course, Colourpop has beautiful shimmers. Formula was great on this one. And then I have On a Whimsy. And I've used this one a couple of times as well. And I feel like, I'm trying to remember. So this is a really pretty icy blue, turquoise, teal, whatever. So it looks like it would be nice and opaque in the pan, but it's more of like a topper shade. And then this white shimmer is a really pretty inner corner highlight moment for this palette. So the shimmers are a little bit more on the subtle side, so that's just something to be aware of. They're really pretty. This one's kind of shifty feeling. I don't know if it's actually a duochrome, but it's very pretty. But sometimes it's very deceptive. Like these look like they'd be so like wet and opaque on the eyes, and then they just kind of swatch out like really sheer, which I don't mind because it does say it's whimsy, so it is supposed to be more whimsical. It's just knowing what to expect is helpful, I think, when you're making a decision. And I'm fairly certain they still have all of these in stock. I don't think I have many, or maybe 1 or 2 that are no longer in stock, but they come in and out of stock so frequently that I honestly couldn't tell you. And then I have the Flutterby. I'll be honest, I mostly bought this for the packaging, but I love purple eyeshadows, and these are like a mauve-y purple, so they're not just like straight purple. And again, it has the pressed glitter, but this one is really pretty. My swatches are awful, y'all, I'm sorry. But this is like a gorgeous pink purple dream when it comes to glitter. So I don't hate it. And then we have Bye Bye Birdie, and I've used this one a couple of times. Man, I really dug into this one. Whoops, dug into it some more. So this is really pretty. I'll stop saying pretty maybe someday. I think I use this as more of like a topper and inner corner highlight moment, but I do like the like pink berry colors a lot. So love this one. Good Colourpop formula. And then we have Wild Nothing. So I feel like this is the palette that you either love or you hate. And I love it. I do know that a lot of people don't like this because they feel like it's very boring. I feel like I get some really beautiful looks out of this palette. I especially love using this shade as an inner corner highlight. I like this one. I clearly really love this one. So I've gotten some really pretty looks. I'll say out of these, I feel like this one is not a very pretty shade on me. It does pull pretty peachy orange, and it just does not ever end up, like, I look really sick. I can pull off some orange, especially if I like pair it with a deep brown or a black eyeliner, but something about this, it just, I don't know if I used too many orangey shades with it, but it did not look good. That was not my moment. Okay, we're gonna shift gears and I am going to switch to the Disney 12 pans after I clean my hands. So this is the, hold on. Don't drop your palettes, Jennifer. Rock on. You did it. Okay, so this is the Misunderstood Disney Colourpop Villains palette. And I kind of missed out on most of this collection. I don't know if I wasn't like into Colourpop yet or if I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. But I did manage to snag this palette, which I really like. It has some really pretty shimmers. I've used the blacks a lot. I've used the white because there's not many palettes that have a matte white in it. And I've used some of the shimmers. I can't say I've used every shade in every Colourpop palette, but I've used enough of this to know it's the good Colourpop formula and I enjoy it. And then I have the Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette. I did not get, look at that artwork. It's so pretty. I did not get the, so I didn't get this the first year that it came out because it sold out like almost immediately. And then the year after that, they came out with the new collection that was like more purple and like jewel tone colors. And I didn't like it very much. Like as a Halloween palette, it was cute. But as a Hocus Pocus palette, it felt very like off-brand. So they re-released this one. I don't know if they always intended to or if they felt like from the feedback they really needed to re-release this. But this is an amazing palette. I love it. I love the grunge. I love everything about it. So I have the Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas palette. That's all they called it. They didn't give it a different name or anything. So the packaging on this is amazing. It has like this raised glitter. I mean, Colourpop always goes all out on packaging, but this one I feel like is especially beautiful. Don't cancel me, but I am not a fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas. However, I recently, in a sale, finally picked this one up because I love the color story. Something about it just kept calling to me, and I kept trying to put it off, and I kept trying to put it off, and finally it was on sale, and I was already placing an order, so I threw it in my cart, and I had some struggles with this when I used it. I'm not gonna lie. I really do like the color story, so I want to keep playing with it, but I'm a little turned off by the troubles that I had with it the first time, so I'm trying to make myself use it again. I don't regret getting it because, I mean, it's Colourpop and it was pretty inexpensive on sale. And then I have the Disney Designer Collection from with all the princesses, and it's a gorgeous palette. Like, all the packaging again is so pretty. The quality is pretty good. I just haven't been in love with it. The couple times that I've used it, like I had it in my Shop My Stash and I used the crap out of Prince Charming as an inner corner highlight, but I just haven't been in love with the looks that I've made with this. There's a lot of neutrals at the top. And I kind of thought I would just get prettier looks out of this than I have, but it might be me. I'm not sure. I'm not ready to let it go, that's for sure. And then finally, out of my 12 pans, I have the new Star Wars Colourpop Pressed Powder Palette. When I started my collection, I had this on order, or when I started my collection and declutter series videos, I had this one on order, but I hadn't received my order yet. And I think maybe one of the days that I filmed, I actually received my order, and my husband got me like the whole shebang. He got me the whole collection, and I've really enjoyed it. Like, this palette, holy crap, it's so pretty. It performs like a dream. Oh my god, there's a cat paw reaching next to me. Come on. Go on, Misty. Oh my god. Misty. Okay. So it performs like a dream. It's so pretty. These marbly shimmers are so buttery soft, and they're a little deceiving because they don't really apply like they look in the pan, but oh my gosh, they're so pretty, and they're so pretty on the eyes. I don't normally recommend for people to purchase palettes because, you know, it's always a personal preference, but I feel like if you've had your eye on this one and it comes back in stock, this one to me is like well worth it. Whether you're a Colourpop fan or not, I think this is, or a Star Wars fan or not, either way, I think this one is worth the hype around it. While we're here, let's go ahead and do my monochromatic palettes. And I feel like I'm going to have a few that I've never used before here too. I haven't used all of the shades in the Cloud Spun palette, but I feel like I've used enough of them to say that I enjoy this one. And then I have the Ooh La La, and I really like this one a lot. I like that it's not just a pink palette. It also has like more of a burgundy pink. It has like a gold, so you can do a bit more with this one than you can some of the other monochromatic palettes, but I don't mind a monochromatic look anyways. Then I have I don't love the plastic packaging. I find it more difficult to open, but more than anything, sometimes the latches get worn out and they don't close right. I prefer the magnetic ones, but I do like that they've stayed consistent with this line of palettes. I have the Lilac You a lot, and I've used this like a lot. Obviously, I love purple, I love lilac, and so I've really enjoyed this palette. I think it's probably one of my favorite monochromatic palettes for sure. And then I have It's My Pleasure, and this is one that I need to put myself in the box of shame for because I don't know that I've used it. Like, I think maybe I've used that one, but I can't tell you with 100% certainty. So I'm going to call this one that I haven't used because I don't have an opinion on it. So that's that's what we're going with. And then I have the Or Kid You Not. And this one I know for sure I have not used yet. It's a deep berry tone palette, and I feel like this is more of like a fall vibe for me. And I got this for Christmas, I think. My husband got it for me, and I love it. I definitely like these wine berry type tones, so I think I probably will bust this one out a lot in the fall. And then I have the Just My Luck. Open! Alright, I have the Just My Luck. I've only used a couple of the shimmers from this palette, but they're really pretty. I like Mary Jane the most, I think. This is like a chartreusey type green. It's really pretty. So I definitely, even though I've used some of the shimmers, I'm going to put this in my like need to try it out pile, but I'm pretty sure that's also the good Colourpop formula. And then I have Mint to Be, and I used this a couple times around St. Patrick's Day and really enjoyed it. I think my daughter used like this one all over her lid as like a one and done type shadow. I mean, you know, when you're young, you can get away with stuff like that really easily. I can't quite get away with that if I want to do one and done. I need like maybe a little bit more of a shadow. Anyways, good Colourpop formula. I enjoyed it. And then I have On Cloud Blue, which I've used, I'll be honest, like once. Good Colourpop formula. I enjoy it, so we're calling that one used. So I have kind of like an even split of 4 that I don't feel like I've used enough to have an opinion on, and then 4 that I have used and really like. Like, you can see the side of this is not completely closing. That's one of the issues that I have with these palettes. Like, I can't, well, now it closed. Anyways, if you're someone that has rheumatoid arthritis, they don't make these easy to open and close. So we'll go with that. Move these out of the way and get the rest of my 9 pans, and I'll be back. I missed a 9 pan. I have Blow and Smoke. This was one of the first palettes that I got from Colourpop. It was definitely one of the ones that made me pay attention to them. So, you know, I know some people have been around a lot longer, you know, from the start of Colourpop. I was a late bloomer. I'm just kidding. We actually just didn't have a lot of money for me to spend on makeup. So I just didn't really wear it. I also had no confidence wearing makeup. So this is the Blow and Smoke palette. It's like the monochromatic, cool tone, gray, black, creamy dream. I absolutely love this one. I love every look I come up with for this one, and it's definitely a staple in my collection. When I first saw it, it was called Smoke Show, and they were getting rid of the Smoke Show packaging and repackaging to Blow and Smoke, but I didn't know that. And so when I went to purchase it, because we finally like had enough money for me to purchase it, it was gone, and I wanted to cry. And then later it came back as Blow and Smoke, and I immediately ordered it, and that is what started my FOMO with Colourpop. I missed one more 12 pan. This is technically Disney, but this is Lizzie McGuire, What Dreams Are Made Of, and I love this palette, like, a lot. I love these funky green colors. I love the purple. It's funny because when I first bought this, I didn't think I could pull off any of these colors, and then I figured out that the way that you pull them off is by wearing them and enjoying them. So, love it. Let's move on to my 9 pans. Is this a 9? Yeah, that's just bigger pans. Okay, I have 2 more in the plastic packaging. These were like the tie-dye collection. I have In a Trance, and I don't know if I've used this one since I bought it, but my daughter also has one, and I have used that one several times and enjoyed it. I just like the pastel. It does feel like a pastel tie-dye dream. And then I have Miss Bliss, and this one I recently picked up in a sale. Again, like when these came out, it wasn't really my style, but now my style has kind of changed, and I do enjoy some more like pastel or funky kind of looks. So I am excited to give this one a try. Okay, let's start with the classic. That's taupe. Gorgeous, like snakeskin looking packaging. I don't even know if that was in frame. Anyway, gorgeous, like snakeskin looking packaging, but like luxe feeling. So inside it has these like beautiful, cool, smoky browns. It goes from light to dark. There's no pressed glitters. There's 4 gorgeous shimmers. Absolutely love this one. I'll swatch a couple of the shimmers. This is like definitely one of the like cult favorites. I feel like you either have That's Taupe, Going Coconuts, or Nude Mood, or you have all 3. I used to have Nude Mood, but I decluttered it a couple moves ago. So those are really pretty. Again, great Colourpop formula. So let's get into the other 9 pans that I have. This is newer to my collection. This is Secret Admirer. This is the Valentine's Day collection for this year, and I waited to get this one on sale because I kind of went back and forth on whether or not I liked it or if I could pull off these like pink berry, like kind of red colors. And then I decided I didn't care. I really liked it and I wanted it, and I would try to do what I could to wear them. You can tell from the way that I talk that I've never had a lot of confidence, like self-confidence. Then I have the By the Rose, and again, I waited for this one to be on sale, and I haven't used this one yet. This was in like one of my more recent sales orders that I placed with Colourpop, and it is slightly different toned than the Secret Admirer. Like the Secret Admirer runs more like bright pink. If I had to cut my collection down, I would probably pick between these 2. But luckily, I have plenty of space. I don't care how many palettes I own, as long as they're ones that spark joy or that I enjoy or want to try out. I super don't care. And then I have Blush Crush. Sorry, we took Crush pretty literally on this one. So this one's really pretty. I feel like this is a really good starter palette. I think I included this one on my best palettes for beginners for Colourpop. And this is really great if you want more of like a rosy toned starter palette. And then I have the Glam Right, and this one looks like it would pull like really brown, like it looks like a neutral brown palette, but surprise, it's pink. And so I'll be honest, I love the packaging. It is so pretty, but I always forget that I have this. And that is why I ordered so many pink palettes. So I need to use this one. And again, if I needed to get rid of pink, you know, some palettes, I'd probably cut down on the amount of pink ones that I have, but it's not hurting me. I have plenty of space to store it, so I don't care. And then I have the Making Mauves, or Making Mauves, however you say it. I know in other countries they say mauves, and to be honest, that kind of makes sense. Anyways, so this one is definitely very neutral, but on the mauve-y side. So I like this one a lot. I tend to reach for those colors a bit. And then I have Fine Feathered, and this one is more of like that pretty, like purple toned pink. I don't think I've used this one yet. See, when you go through your collection and figure out how many that you've never actually used, you start to realize you probably don't need any more Colourpop palettes. And then I have the High Tide palette, and this one, I feel like I've used once. That's a really pretty, like, deep teal color. Sometimes I like to swatch kind of over the other color to see how they layer, but that's a really pretty, like, light teal color. I'm pretty sure this is the good Colourpop formula. I don't know that I can formulate an opinion on this one because I don't feel like I've given it enough love, but I definitely think I'll be reaching for this one this summer. And while this is a monochromatic palette, I didn't include it in with my other monochromatic palettes because this was its own collection, the High Tide collection, and it's in the nice luxe, like, cardboard packaging, so I felt like it didn't go with those. And then there is the Baroque palette, and this is a cool blue dream for me. I've used this several times, really love it. I like that, again, it goes from light to dark. There's no pressed glitters. There's actually 5 shimmers in here, and I like a shimmer heavy palette because I feel like you get more looks out of it, for me anyways, because typically I like to use kind of like the same base colors out of a palette, and then I change up the shimmers, but that's just me. And then I have the So Fly, and this one is also one that I picked up on a newer haul, or on sale, and I haven't used it yet, so I have no opinions, but it's very pretty. And then I have Charm School, which this one goes with the Glam Right. So in this collection we're Glam Right and Charm School. And Charm School is this pretty, like, it's almost like gray and brown, but I haven't used it yet. Y'all don't judge me. And then I have the All Amethyst, and I have used this one. I love this one. These are the larger pan sizes. I honestly don't care about a larger pan size because I feel like with Colourpop, they release so much that it doesn't matter. Unless you're someone that just buys like 1 or 2 palettes, and that's all that you need, which I don't know that many people that buy Colourpop do that. You're never going to use all of this. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to swatch this one. It is so pretty. It's so pretty on the eye, too. This is Amulet. It's like a purple blue, like a really beautiful blurple, or Paloo? No, blurple. Definitely plurple. Blurple? Oh my god. Y'all help. Beautiful palette, love the color story, have fully enjoyed using that one. And then I have Of Quartz, and I always feel like this is like a straight gray palette, but it does lean a little bit more blue in the deeper tones, but it is still very much a cool tone palette. And I don't know that one would need this, and that's taupe. They're both pretty neutral and both pretty cool toned. They're just different vibes of cool tones. So if you want to kind of like get the best bang for your buck, you may decide that you don't need both of these. I, however, do, and I don't care. And finally, I have the 9-pan Disney. That's what it's called. They do have quads, and I just don't own any because I tend not to reach for a quad, and I already have enough I feel like Colourpop, that I don't feel like I need to get any of their quads. As it is, I don't reach for the 5 pans very frequently. Anyways, let's do Tinkerbell first because she's all by herself. So I have the Tinkerbell palette. Again, the packaging just kills it. And then the color story is so pretty. It's such a good palette. I love the way that it performs. So this is definitely one of the better Colourpop palettes. I feel like all of their Disney collabs that they have done, like in the last year or so, are like some of their absolute best palettes that they have done. So this one is the Child. Which one was first? I can't remember which one was first. So this is the Child. It may have been this one. This is like this beautiful, like swampy, murky green color story. And I've really enjoyed all the looks that I've made with this one. Again, killing it with the formula. And then I have the Mandalorian, which I feel like was second. And this one leans more brown. Again, you have this duochrome that they put in most of the palettes that they put duochromes in. It's like this brown blue shift. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not bad. It's just, it's kind of funny that they they reuse that duochrome so many times. And I'm sure there's differences to it, but the vibe is the same on all of them. There's not a lot of differentiation on that duochrome. But I do like this random like mustardy color to kind of like give it a little pop of something murky. So I love grungy tones. Even though I've been wearing a lot of bright colors lately, at heart, I am still a grunge girl. And then I have the Darth Vader palette, and this one I think was their last release before the big Star Wars palette. And again, this one is gorgeous. A lot of people did not feel like this embodied like Darth Vader. They felt like there should have been a black instead of this deep burgundy. And it was really hard to see on the promo photos because it's such a deep burgundy. But I feel like it plays so well with this black shimmer that it was necessary for me and in my very non-makeup artist opinion. The only thing I feel like is out of place a little bit is this red, but at the same time, like it does pair pretty well with the gray. Mattes don't swatch as well. So if you put the red shimmer over the gray, keeping in mind, I'm just blending with my finger, it does give kind of like this deeper red instead of this like really bright red here. But if you put something opaque under it, like a concealer, I like to use the Tarte Shape Tape concealer on my eyes to kind of like make shimmers stick and pop. Then you get more of this pretty like red color. And I feel like this kind of sticks out like a sore thumb if you try to pair it with some of these other shades. So honestly, that's the only like criticism I can give on this palette, but everything performs so beautifully and I have loved all the looks I have made with it. So I can't even front or complain. Okay, I think that is all of my Colourpop palettes. I have singles that I'm going to do separately in a singles video. I don't think I have it in me to film that tonight, so I probably will do that another time. So singles include my Super Shock shadows. So if you're wondering where those are, that is the video that they will be in. I'm just doing one more survey check to make sure I didn't miss any. I missed a 9 pan. I have Blow and Smoke. This was one of the first palettes that I got from Colourpop. It was definitely one of the ones that made me pay attention to them. So, you know, I know some people have been around a lot longer, you know, from the start of Colourpop. I was a late bloomer. I'm just kidding. We actually just didn't have a lot of money for me to spend on makeup. So I just didn't really wear it. I also had no confidence wearing makeup. So this is the Blow and Smoke palette. It's like the monochromatic, cool tone, gray, black, creamy dream. I absolutely love this one. I love every look I come up with for this one, and it's definitely a staple in my collection. When I first saw it, it was called Smoke Show, and they were getting rid of the Smoke Show packaging and repackaging to Blow and Smoke, but I didn't know that. And so when I went to purchase it, because we finally like had enough money for me to purchase it, it was gone and I wanted to cry. And then later it came back as Blow and Smoke, and I immediately ordered it, and that is what started my FOMO with Colourpop.